Okay, MegaWhale team, welcome back guys. Thanks for tuning into today's video. I hope everyone's having a great day. We're going to go ahead and dive right into Bitcoin today, talking about a few things. First and foremost, we're going to be talking about the short term, talking about the price action, price direction, breakouts, entries, what we can be expecting, and where we think the price is going to go. We're also going to dive into the macro chart a little bit, talking about that 9-year trend line because we are still retesting it. We're still trying to break back above it. We're also going to talk about DXY and we're going to wrap it all up. Let's go ahead and get into it. So first and foremost, guys, the short-term time frame, we are seeing some sort of pennant formation developing. Now, it's definitely not a neat pennant. It's quite a messy pennant. And we do have this downward trending resistance line. As we can see, we've kind of come down and retested this a fair few times in the last 24 hours. But never really found that breakout. And that uptrending support line, we had that fake out down on the 31st of August, and again, retesting this line a couple times, 3 or 4 times already, and again, not really getting that breakdown. So we're kind of pushing sideways in this more neutral pattern. A pennant is quite a neutral pattern. Really waiting for that breakout to, basically decide the next move. And the next move is going to be a big move. And we're either going to see a move back through that 9-year trend line, back upwards, or we're going to see a move back down to around 19,000. So we're going to see a big move incoming. So let's go ahead and just zoom out to the hourly for a second. And this isn't the 9-year trend line, just to remind you guys, this is the uptrending support line of that ascending channel formation we had spanning from June all the way up to our recent breakout at the end of August. Okay, so the 9-year trend line is currently sitting somewhere along here. It's sitting somewhere like that. If we go back to this chart, we can see where it is. It's currently just above the price. It's currently sitting around 20,150, literally just above where we are right now. But that would require a break through this line to kind of push through that level. So what we're looking for here on the short term, guys, we're looking for 2 things. We're looking for longs above this trend line. We break through this trend line, we're looking for longs. We break down below this trend line, we're looking for shorts. Obviously, horizontal level wise, we go ahead and take a look at the chart. We have some horizontal supports and resistances around this level. So some major resistances over here. This will be our previous low that we swept down to and then obviously crashed. Breaking through at level 20,528 to 20,600 is a major resistance level. Now, we will need a break above this level here if we want to see a price to push upwards, and the target would be this uptrending resistance line of that descending channel, pushing up for a retest. So we're looking to long here, breakout, stop loss below, looking for our first target in this level, potentially close the trade and look for a reopen above this level upwards. So the downside, of course, looking at our support levels, we can see we have some support over here. This will be the trigger, and this lines up perfectly with this uptrending support line of this pennant formation. So looking to enter shorts once this level's lost and pushing downwards to around $19,000 as a target for that one. Okay, that's our short term, guys. Right now, I am not really leaning in any direction. Of course, it's a neutral pattern. I like to remain quite neutral as well while we're in these neutral patterns. If we go ahead and take a look at some of the moving averages, for example, we can get a bit of an understanding of how oversold, how overbought the price is, what the strength of the trend is. And even with our moving averages on the hourly, we can see we're kind of still neutral. We're pushing sideways. We're kind of matching these moving averages. They're kind of all meeting up and pushing sideways. Nothing too intense. If we go to the larger time frame, again, we're not really seeing too much. Now, obviously, pushing over the 8 moving average, which is this red line, will be a nice trigger for a long swing. So we go back to the 2-hour, maybe we can see how close that is getting. So again, that's kind of lining up with this descending trend line. So we're getting close to that long swing, and I think if we can push over that 8 moving average or that red line, get over this descending trend line, we have a good shot at pushing upwards here. Okay, and if we clear this level, we're definitely going to be pushing upwards, potentially 21,400 to 21,700 again. Okay, on the downside, guys, of course, like we said, 19,000 is our target, which will be that horizontal support line of our major support zone spanning between 19,000 and 17,600. Let's talk about the larger term time frame. So we'll go to let's go to this chart here, daily. Okay, so we've got that 9-year trend line, and technically the 9-year trend line has been lost. And the reason we say it has been lost is because we lost a weekly, well, should I say, if we go to the weekly chart, I'm pretty sure we lost a weekly below it. I just want to double check. Yep, there we go. We closed a weekly candle below that 9-year trend line. Since this is on a macro scale, we are looking for those weekly candles to dictate whether these trend lines are lost or reclaimed. So 3 days and 23 hours we have basically to reclaim this level and push upwards, close this weekly above, or this trend line will officially have been lost. Something significant to keep in mind, something to keep in the back of your head over the next couple of days. Moving on to the brave new coin liquid index chart, so macro, we're seeing very similar things again. Once again, we're at this trend line. We have some bullish divert. Well, we have what you would call a descending wedge, and this descending wedge channel is a bullish reversal pattern for the RSI, and we're really waiting for a breakout on that RSI to indicate the next move upwards. Now, the thing about this RSI is we can draw it two ways. We can draw it this way here, or we can draw it ignoring that fake out, which was in November, which I believe would be the correct way to draw it, because I believe the top of the cycle was in fact here, not over here. So we're seeing more of a pattern like this. So we could potentially come swing down low again. The trigger for this one would be 34.34. If the RSI can get back above 34.34, I don't believe we'll be heading down. I believe that will be the short-term trigger to push us upwards. But again, we can definitely push lower down here on RSI if the price continues to go down. Now, there was something I wanted to talk about the RSI predicting the next move. Now, this is a really interesting one. If I go to the 3-day chart, the 34.34 on the RSI historically has predicted the most significant drops for Bitcoin. They've front run the most significant drops. So every single time we see a significant drop in Bitcoin, we have generally lost the 34.34 on the RSI, a period or on the same period beforehand of the drop. For example, take a look at these green lines. These green lines correspond with the time at which we're breaking down, this 34.34 on RSI. You can see it happens as we have these significant crashes. So these significant crashes happen around about the same time. So in this instance, we saw a significant drop. It was around, let's take a look, 25% drop as we broke through. Again, over here on the 4th of May, as we broke through, we saw, a 33% drop. And again, over here, as we broke through that level, we saw an even bigger, 40% drop. And we can go back, we can go take a look at previous examples, such as this one over here. And it's hard to line it up perfectly with the chart, but it happens between, as you can see, it's kind of not perfectly lined up, but it happens between these two periods. So it's a 3-day chart. So within a 3-day period before this crash, it drops below that level, okay? So in this instance, we saw, a 50+% drop, and we can go further back and take a look even more. So in this instance over here, it dropped down, and from that drop down, we saw a 44% drop. And we've talked about this a lot of times on our channel, not so much in the last few months, but previous to the last few months, we've talked about it. Again, over here, a 45% drop. And we can keep going, guys. We can literally keep going. The 34.34 on the RSI is really a significant level. It helps us understand where we're going to see these massive drop-offs, but so it dictates where the volume is, or the momentum, and the momentum is what drives price. So if we can see major levels of momentum or resistance broken, we can understand there's going to be huge shifts in momentum, and with huge shifts in momentum, we have huge price changes, okay? So we're looking at that level really closely, guys, on the 3-day, because it may indicate a potential crash is coming. That potential crash could take us all the way down, potentially 13,000, or maybe even back to that low 17,000, 16,000, but it is indicating a potential crash. Now, that isn't enough data to tell us the crash will happen. All this is telling us is if we do lose that level, we can expect the price to drop, okay? It's not telling us what's going to happen between now and then. It's telling us what could happen if that level does actually fail to hold, okay? So keep that in mind, guys. I'm not telling you we're going to crash. I'm telling you if that level does break, we can expect something of that nature. Let's take a look at the DXY. And we've talked a lot about the DXY, guys. We already know, I'm not going to go over it again, but essentially, guys, we see the DXY rise past this local top. We will expect more pain in the market. We'll see it reject. We'll expect some more recovery. We can see we're kind of floating around that level again. Everything's kind of at this major breaking point when we're at the Bitcoin charts at this major, 9-year resistance. Now the DXY is at this major, high. This is basically the highest it's been in 22 years. So again, at a local high, everything's at a point of massive decision. Either we're going to get a huge move upwards and reclaim these levels, flip again, or we're going to continue downwards with some aggression if this continues. Now, I do want to mention, now I'm just trying to find the post. One of my members sent me something this morning. It was about the Mt. GOX token release supposedly starting. I'm trying to find it over here. I hope you can see this over here. Supposedly starting on the 15th of what would it be, September, which is in what, 14 or 15 days. Now, I don't know how I feel about this. I'm not too sure. I think it's one of those ones where it's going to play by ear, and it could be real, it could be false, it could be, you know, who knows what it is. I'm not going to look into too much. All I wanted to let you guys know is that this document's come out suggesting that the start date is going to be the 15th of these token releases, or the Bitcoin release. So we have to be cautious moving towards that date. We also have CPI on the 13th, okay? So there's no doubt about it, guys. This month is going to be a crazy month. Now, it's really, really hard to say what's going to happen. CPI could come out, could be good. Interest rates go 0.5%. We could get some bullish price action, and then Mt. Gox will come and just dump the market. So it's hard to say what's going to happen, guys. I think it's best to play it by step. Focus on the short term. Understand the macro. So understand the macro, understand what we've explained, but focus on the short term. So your decisions on the short term. What decisions can you make to make money now? What decisions can you make to make money in the next 24 hours? That is how you should be playing. Play it day by day, play it step by step. Don't try go too macro on this. Don't go try predict what's going to happen in 2 weeks time, because there's a lot of uncertainty moving into September. Of course, September is historically a horrible month for Bitcoin. You know, out of the 11 months, there's 9 red months. So we've had a historically poor performance in Bitcoin and thus in cryptocurrency in September. Moving forward, obviously it usually gets a little bit better, but September is generally the worst month of the year for cryptocurrency performance. So we have to assume that that is a potential threat moving into this month. Now we are officially in September, so we've got 30 days of potential hell, but we'll push through it, we'll see what happens. And regardless of what happens, guys, there's money to be made. There's money to be made. You don't need a bull market to make money. If you've been following the channel, you've been following me on VIP, on Telegram, whatever, you'd understand that we have made consistent profits every single month of the year, never had a negative month, made huge money every single month, even during the bear market. You do not need a bull market to make money if you know how to trade. The only people relying on bull markets are people who don't know how to trade, want to throw their money at something and overnight turn in $1 million. That's the people who rely on bull markets. If you know how to trade, it doesn't matter where the trend is, as long as there's price volatility, you can capitalize on any movement, up, down, sideways, left, right, backwards, front, forward. It doesn't matter, okay? So take some time, guys. Learn technical analysis, learn how to trade, and master whatever particular part of it you want to master. There's no one golden rule how to trade. There's no one set of indicators. There's no one strategy that's going to make you perform exceptionally in every scenario. There's a specific tool for every scenario. You need to understand how to use it. My top things I can give you, suggestions. Understand how price moves between supports and resistance. Understand volume ranges. Understand how to identify major supports and resistances. And most importantly, I find for scalp trading is understand what momentum, how the momentum of the trend is impacting the price action, and you can trade with the trend when you identify that. So if you can identify the short-term trend, if you can identify the momentum, you can look for entries along that trend to purchase and trade into strength. Okay, so I'm going to leave the video there, guys. I don't think there's much more to talk about. Of course, guys, if you're interested in signing up and trading where I trade, stick around, listen to the Bitget promotion. Obviously, Bitget is my favorite exchange by far, where I trade on a daily basis. I've traded for a little bit over 7 years now, and I've used probably about 5 exchanges in my, maybe 5 or 6 exchanges, but Bitget is by far the best exchange I have used in that time, and I highly appreciate if you watch that, potentially sign up and get trading on Bitget. You will not regret it, guys. It's absolutely the best. With that being said, guys, I hope everyone's enjoyed the first video of this week, and I hope everyone has a great rest of the week, and we'll see you tomorrow with another video. Peace out. See you later. Okay, guys, we're going to be taking a quick look at Bitget, and now Bitget is where I personally trade. I highly recommend signing up to Bitget with the link down below. Bitget is probably the best exchange out there if you are a trader. It has a variety of features, and the best things about Bitget are a few things. Number one, it's non-KYC. Well, KYC is completely optional on Bitget. Now, there's a whole variety of exchanges out there nowadays that have gone completely centralized, sharing your personal trading information and information of decentralized governments and different governing bodies. Bitget allows that option to be left to the individual, to the user of the exchange. You can decide to non-KYC, you can decide to KYC. It's completely your choice. Another really beneficial thing about Bitget, and the biggest reasons why I'm sitting here actually recommending Bitget to all my followers, is that it has 0.02% trading fees. All right, this is significantly lower than any other cryptocurrency trading exchange out there. FTX, Binance, can name a bunch more. KuCoin. It is significantly lower, by 500% lower than the lowest exchange out there, Binance. Another big thing, guys, is there's no global restrictions on who can use Bitget. Anyone from anywhere can sign up to Bitget and get access to the entire exchange of all the tools, whether it be futures or spot. No matter which country you're in, you can use futures and spot. If you're in America, per se, and you want to get access to more spot trading pairs, such as Binance Global, and you can't sign up, well, guess what? They've got 250 different spot trading pairs here on Bitget to get access to, and you can get access to all of these. If you're in Australia and you want to access the futures market and you can't trade futures, you can do it here on Bitget. You can get access to the future market and start trading with leverage. And finally, guys, if you do want to sign up to Bitget, go ahead, click that link down below to sign up to Bitget, and you'll get access to the reward center over here, which enables up to $4,000 in rewards by completing 5 tasks. All right, guys, we'll get back to the video. Thanks for listening to that. Okay, guys, I want to take a quick moment to introduce the Become a Trader course at the end of this video. This course was designed by myself and Wolves of Crypto. We put together a whole variety of knowledge to create the most cohesive, understandable, and beneficial trading course there is on the market. If you're interested in learning how to become a trader, if you're interested in learning how to use technical analysis, if you're interested in learning how to apply market analysis to different cryptocurrencies, this is a course for you. We teach you everything from the fundamentals, the basics about what cryptocurrency is, how to trade cryptocurrency, mastering the craft of cryptocurrency, diving into a whole range of technical indicators, market structures, and teaching you how to utilize these when finding trades and applying risk management strategies to become more profitable over time. We even dive into market psychology, human psychology, and provide a variety of different videos and educational content, including courses and quizzes to assist your learning along the way. If this is something you're interested in, guys, go ahead and contact us down below at the cryptoacademycourses@gmail.com. We'll send you an email back with all the course information, the structure, the payment details, and everything else you need to know. That being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video today, and we'll catch you in the next one.